The initial incentive for me to get involved in this was simply to know why is a certain street named after a certain person, who is that person, what is that thing, whether it be Yusuf Gindi or a street, which is the first street that I lived on, in fact, when I came to Cairo for the first time in 1968, or whether it's in Fawel or is it Yacoubian Building, which Galère are we referring to, and so on, that kind of desire to know. But at the time, I was not particularly interested in, or I hadn't really thought about, how. But as we got more into our work, more into our research, it became the how of these things, the how of streets acquire their names, became a more and more interesting topic for me. The model that I had in my mind when I started was that the authorities draw a map, they design Blue Quarter, they draw streets on the map, and they write names on the streets, and then they go down and those streets are implemented, and somebody comes along and puts up a sign, and that's how streets get named. It could not be, I think, further from the typical process by which streets get named. Various forces and various processes are at work, but the most pressing, the most powerful, I'm sure, in my own mind, is simply popular usage. Streets are given names by people who use them, long before the authorities get around to deciding what the name of the street should be. They find that decision usually has already been taken. And one of the most obvious ways in which a street is likely to get its name by this mysterious process of popular usage is that it's the most important, or a feature in this case. I'm going to talk about a square rather than a street. And I'm going to talk about this square here. This is the map from Baedeker of 1914. And it's in this square here, in fact, bears another name than the one that it is normally known by now. This Midan al-Azhar, certainly not Midan al-Azhar, Midan al-Azhar, flower square, is the name, has traditionally throughout its life been called Midan Bebilou. Midan Bebilou because it simply is the hub of that very important part of downtown. To this day, I think that in my experience, people may disagree, the majority of people refer to this square as Midan Bebilou, even though actually its official name is Midan al-Falaki now, which is not even Midan al-Azhar, Midan al-Azhar. It is now Midan al-Falaki and has been for a long time. I don't remember the exact date, but it's been that way for many decades, perhaps almost 100 years now. And there's a kind of an exception that proves the rule of how intrinsic innate importance of an area imposes a name on a place. You'll notice that I've just been talking about Midan Bebilou, so what on earth is this? This is also Midan Bebilou, strangely enough, but this is now Midan Muhammad Farid. It was the original Midan Bebilou because the actual gate, which is marked, which is shown, Bebilou meaning, of course, the gate onto the loop or the alluvial soil, which can be cultivated without ploughing, that being the official definition of loop, which was the name that referred to this entire area when it was regularly flooded, or when it was regularly flooded. So the gate that opened onto this was here, somewhere here where Midan Muhammad Farid is now, somewhere around next to perhaps the Gana Tobbach, which stands there to this day. And we can see this, in its day, had the name of Midan Bebilou. As the center of activity shifted to the center, shifted to the west, so this became, this is the square that became known as Bebilou.